If you're over 60 and noticing your erections aren't what they used to be, don't assume it's just age. It might be something far more hidden, sitting quietly in your medicine cabinet. Did you know that some of the most commonly prescribed drugs for blood pressure, sleep, and even prostate problems can quietly shut down blood flow to your penis? They don't warn you, they don't tell you, yet night after night they strip away your energy, your testosterone, and your intimacy. You may have even blamed yourself, avoiding masturbation, feeling less of a man, when in reality it's not you that's broken. It's the chemical side effects silently taking your erections away after 60. You may have even blamed yourself, avoiding masturbation, feeling less of a man, when in reality it's not you that's broken. It's the chemical side effects silently taking your erections away after 60. Have you noticed your erections getting weaker after 60? Do you ever feel like your penis just doesn't respond the way it once did? You're not alone. Comment below if prostate problems, low testosterone, or even struggles with masturbation have affected your intimacy. By sharing, you're helping other men know they're not fighting this battle in silence. And make sure to subscribe, because every week I bring you natural, science-backed solutions to restore your confidence, your energy, and your erections after 60. Frank was 67, a retired military man who carried himself with pride and discipline. On the outside, he looked strong. He still cut his grass with precision stripes, still rose at 5 in the morning, still saluted the flag outside his porch every dawn. But behind closed doors, he carried a shame that ate at him every night. His erections had faded after 60. At first, he blamed age. He told himself this was natural, that no man could expect his penis to work the way it once did, but deep down he felt betrayed by his own body. He avoided intimacy with his wife, not because he didn't love her, but because he feared the humiliation. Even masturbation became something he dreaded. He admitted that each time he tried, he was only reminded of how weak his erection had become. For a man who had built his identity on strength and control, this was crushing. He began to believe he was broken, that the best part of his life was already behind him. That's when he came to me. I'm Dr. Catherine Rotker, a men's health specialist who has spent decades listening to stories just like Frank's, and I told him something no one else had. It wasn't his age that stole his erections. It wasn't his testosterone suddenly abandoning him. The real truth was hiding inside his medicine cabinet. Frank had been prescribed a blood pressure pill years earlier. Common, routine, nothing unusual. But what he didn't know was that this medication was blocking the very blood flow his penis depended on. Erections are not simply about desire. They're about circulation. Tiny arteries in the penis opening wide to flood with blood. Harvard research has shown that medications like beta blockers and thiazide diuretics reduce nitric oxide, the very chemical your body needs to make those arteries expand. Without nitric oxide, no amount of willpower or arousal can deliver a strong erection. I explained to Frank that studies in the Journal of Sexual Medicine confirm this. Up to 70% of men on certain antidepressants or blood pressure medications report sexual dysfunction, and Mayo Clinic reviews show that prostate drugs, like finasteride, can quietly shut down erections even while protecting the prostate itself. These numbers are not small. They represent millions of men silently suffering, blaming themselves, when the true culprit sits in their daily pill organizer. When Frank heard this, he sat back in his chair, stunned. For years he had carried the weight of shame, believing his penis was simply too old to respond. But the truth lifted some of that burden. It wasn't him. It wasn't a loss of manhood. It was chemistry, side effects buried in fine print that no doctor had ever explained to him in plain English. And that's when Frank realized the most painful part. What he didn't know, and what most men over 60 never hear from their doctors, is that some of the most prescribed pills are quietly shutting off erections from the inside out. There's a silent enemy stealing your strength. Not age, not your willpower. It's something far more hidden. Deep inside the lining of your blood vessels, there's a system called the endothelium. Its job is to release nitric oxide, a tiny gas that tells your arteries to open wide and flood your penis with blood. That's how an erection happens. But when this system breaks down, it's called endothelial dysfunction. And without nitric oxide, those arteries stay clamped shut. Your penis depends on those vessels opening like a fire hose. But certain medications, the very ones you may trust to keep you alive, are quietly shutting them down. Beta blockers and thiazide diuretics, prescribed for blood pressure, are among the most common culprits. The Mayo Clinic confirms these drugs often restrict blood flow and leave men over 60 struggling with weak erections, even when testosterone levels look normal. Antidepressants, especially SSRIs, take the damage even further. The National Institutes of Health reports that up to 70% of men on SSRIs develop sexual dysfunction. These drugs dull the brain's ability to send arousal signals, so even when desire is there, the penis doesn't respond. Sleep aids sound harmless, but they sedate the very nervous system that triggers arousal. Instead of waking with morning wood, you wake with silence in your body. No signal, no blood flow, no erection. And then there's finasteride, a prostate medication many men are handed without warning. It shrinks the gland, yes, but it also slashes dihydrotestosterone, a vital form of testosterone. Harvard researchers found that men on finasteride face not only erection problems, but also a lasting loss of sexual desire. For many, that spark never fully returned. This is why so many men over 60 feel confused. You keep hearing it's just age. You keep wondering if it's your prostate, or your testosterone, or maybe even your masculinity. But the truth is, this silent enemy is why erections fade even when the rest of your health looks fine. It's not your fault. It's not a weakness. It's the hidden price of medication. And because no doctor explains it in plain English, you're left blaming yourself. You blame your age. You blame your penis. Some men even blame their identity as men. When the reality is, this enemy doesn't live in your soul. It lives in your bloodstream, quietly stealing the very thing that makes you feel alive. You don't have to give up your erections just because you take medication. That's the lie too many men over 60 are forced to believe. Your penis is not broken. Your body still knows how to respond. It just needs the right support to bring blood flow, testosterone, and confidence back into balance. One of the simplest places to start is with the foods you put on your plate. Your erections depend on nitric oxide, the chemical that tells blood vessels in the penis to open wide. L-arginine, an amino acid found in beets and spinach, is the raw material your body uses to create nitric oxide. A study published in the Journal of Urology showed that men who increased L-arginine intake saw measurable improvements in erection quality within weeks, because the arteries feeding the penis could finally relax and allow blood to surge in. Brazil nuts are another powerful ally. They're rich in selenium, a mineral directly tied to testosterone production. According to Harvard research, low selenium is linked with reduced sperm quality and lower testosterone. Just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts a day can meet your daily requirement. By keeping your testosterone steady, you give your penis the fuel it needs to respond during intimacy or even during masturbation. And then there's the simple clove, a spice most people overlook. Cloves contain a compound called eugenol, which helps relax blood vessels and improve circulation. Traditional medicine has used it for centuries, but modern science confirms its effect. An NIH review found that eugenol increases blood flow and reduces oxidative stress, both of which are critical for firm erections after 60. Adding a pinch of cloves to tea or food isn't just flavor. It's a natural way to restore vitality. But food isn't the only part of the solution. You can also protect your erections by talking openly with your doctor. Many older blood pressure medications, like thiazides and beta blockers, are harsh on sexual function. Yet newer classes such as ACE inhibitors or ARBs control blood pressure without crushing erections. Mayo Clinic research shows men who switch to these newer medications report far fewer sexual side effects. You have the right to ask for that option. Your heart and your penis deserve to work together, not against each other. And don't underestimate the power of simple self-pleasure. Masturbation is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign your body still wants blood flow. Each erection, whether with a partner or alone, keeps the tissue oxygenated and responsive. Ignoring that need only accelerates decline. Respecting it keeps your penis alive, ready, and capable. This is the truth most men never hear. You can stay on your medications, protect your health, and still enjoy strong erections after 60. Your penis isn't asking for miracles, it's asking for blood flow, nutrients, and respect. And every single one of those is within your reach. Day by day, your body tells a story of recovery. At first, it feels almost invisible. But inside your blood vessels, small changes begin the moment you support nitric oxide, testosterone, and circulation again. And within just a week, the signals start to show up in ways you can feel. By day 7, you notice your energy climbing. The constant fog you thought was just aging begins to lift. Sleep feels deeper. Your mornings greet you with something you thought was gone. Those first signs of morning wood. It's not as strong as you remember, but it's proof. Proof that your penis is waking up again, that blood flow is returning, and that erections after 60 are not lost forever. By day 14, the changes are stronger. Erections during masturbation are firmer. Your confidence begins to return, because now your body is responding when your mind asks it to. That spark of masculinity you thought had faded begins to glow again. Studies from the Journal of Sexual Medicine show that when nitric oxide pathways are restored, erectile strength can improve by 40% within just 2 weeks. This isn't wishful thinking, it's biology. And it's your biology at work. By day 14, the changes are stronger, erections during masturbation are firmer. Your confidence begins to return because now your body is responding when your mind asks it to. That spark of masculinity you thought had faded begins to glow again. Studies from the Journal of Sexual Medicine show that when nitric oxide pathways are restored, erectile strength can improve by 40% within just 2 weeks. This isn't wishful thinking. It's biology. And it's your biology at work. Harvard researchers have confirmed that lifestyle and dietary changes can restore erectile function within 4 to 12 weeks. Men who focused on circulation, stress reduction, and natural nutrition reported dramatic improvements in erections without relying on pills. What you're experiencing at day 30 is only the beginning of a longer restoration. This is what regaining natural erections after 60 looks like. Small changes, building into powerful results. Not magic, not instant, but steady, measurable, undeniable. You may have doubted yourself, blamed your penis, or even felt that intimacy was no longer part of your life. But when the silent barriers are removed and your body is given what it needs, your erections return, your prostate calms, and your confidence rises again. This timeline is not theory. It's your body proving to you that healing is possible. 7 days to energy, 14 days to stronger erections, 30 days to intimacy and vitality. This is the path back to the man you thought you'd lost. The most dangerous mistake you can make is staying silent. When erections fade after 60, many men withdraw, ashamed to even mention it. That silence is deadly because it leaves you guessing, suffering alone, and blaming yourself instead of the real cause. The other mistake is even more dangerous: quitting your medication cold turkey. Blood pressure drugs, prostate medications, even sleep aids are tied to erections. But if you stop suddenly, you risk a stroke, kidney failure, or heart attack. The Mayo Clinic warns that stopping beta blockers without supervision can cause severe spikes in blood pressure. And NIH data shows sudden withdrawal of prostate drugs can damage urinary function permanently. This is why so many men lose erections after 60, not because their penis has failed, but because they either ignore the problem or stop their medication the wrong way. Your health and your erections can come back, but only if you face this with knowledge, not silence. Brother, you are not broken. Erections after 60 are not impossible. Your penis is still alive, still capable, still waiting for the right support to bring it back to life. These 5 medications may quietly kill erections in men over 60, but knowledge is power. With the truth in your hands, you can fight back, reclaim your vitality, and step into intimacy with confidence again. You deserve to feel wanted, to feel strong, to feel like yourself. Like this video, share it with another man who needs hope, and subscribe for more proven solutions. Comment below your experience with erections after 60. Your story might save another man's confidence.